Hello and welcome to your extended card reading for Monday, April 10th, 2023. So today I am going to add a little depth to our daily one card energy reading by running some changes on number 7, discipline. First, though, I would like to share with you what the book says. When the time to mobilize the army has arisen, it is a clarion call for self-discipline and much-needed clarity that is stripped of emotional excess and undaunted by mounting chaos. It may seem now that you are surrounded on all sides by potentially undermining forces that threaten to chip away at the foundations of all you stand for. This is neither the time to act hastily, nor the time to allow the present conditions to continue any longer without your intervention, in the hope that they will change of their own accord. You may be experiencing your own reserves dwindling, and you can ill afford to wait any longer for others to come to the rescue. By not taking matters in hand now, you risk being drawn into emotional tangles or swept up in conflict and bickering that will only worsen the already degenerating circumstances. In order to achieve long-term objectives, you must avoid any tendency to go for the quick fix. Cutting your losses by taking the easy way out might seem to satisfy an understandable desire for resolution, but the effect of such actions can only be short-term. Whether you are in a position of leadership and your actions affect many, or the conflict you face is within your own consciousness, you are being tested to the maximum now. The spotlight is on the urgent need to get a handle on your diminishing resources. Whether the challenge facing you is social, spiritual, or physical, the fact remains that you cannot afford the slightest trace of immature or undisciplined behavior. Marshal all your strength now to focus on taking care of each situation as it arises, and in doing so, leave no detail unattended, no stone unturned. Do not relax your awareness even for a moment. This will need all your skill in spotting and reining in any little tricks of the mind that might interfere with your awareness by besieging you with fearfulness or self-doubt. However threatening the current situation may seem, it should be carefully considered from different angles before any action is taken. Gaining some overview now will enable you to formulate the right strategy. Put aside any restlessness and anxiety that might surface, and don't fall prey to reactionary tactics. Confronting others head-on will only create resentment and a desire for revenge. Although the opposition may not be obvious, and it is wise to play it very close to the hip in order to plan your next moves in privacy. Don't shy away from or deny the powerful energy that wants to forcefully assert itself through you now. Instead, work to harness it so that it can be creative and support a solution to the present dilemma. You might have to act alone, or, if you are fortunate, you will be able to find companions to help you in your task. Like defusing a bomb, addressing the situation that confronts you now will require a good deal of patience and skill. But if you succeed, it will benefit you and everyone around you. Okay, now it's time to run the changes. And if you are not sure what that means, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what to expect. So on the bottom of the card here, you'll see what's called a hexagram. It's a combination of 2 trigrams. The first line is on the bottom, the 6th line is on the top. Now, for each one, you have a yin or a yang. So the yin is a dashed line, the yang is a solid line. I will cast 3 coins, and if, say, I'm working on line 1, which is a yin line, and I cast to where it has 3 coins all facing tails up, then that means that there's going to be a change on that line. If I have just kind of a mixture of coins, there will be no change. And if I get all heads, there will be no change. Conversely, with a yang line, if I get 3 heads up, there will be a change. If I get a mixture, there will be no change. And if I have all heads up, there will be no change. Let's begin. Okay, so typically I start by writing out the hexagram that I see on the card. Now, let's cast the changes. No change on line 1. No change on line 2. We've got a change on line 3, so that changes to a yang line instead of a yin line. No changes for line 4. Woo! We've got some rolling away here. So no changes on line 5. And then the last line, we have no changes on line 6. Okay, so let's read for the change in line 3. To act out of awareness is very different from reacting out of frustration. It may be that you've been swept up in enthusiasm and emotional extremes that have thrown your inner equilibrium out of whack. If you now find that you've been placed at a disadvantage, it should come as no surprise. Make efforts to restore your inner equilibrium so that you can act with more clarity. All right, so be sure to restore that balance so that your action is not hasty and reckless, but is guided by clarity and divine wisdom. I hope that this has been helpful to you and that you have a blessed and beautiful day.